furor by raising the price of a life-saving AIDS drug 5,000%. Martin Shkreli now convicted of defrauding investors, facing potentially decades in prison. Trump defiant.
Are there any Russians here tonight? Any Russians?
The president in fight mode as NBC News learns there are multiple grand juries working the Russia investigation. Caught on camera, a heart-stopping crash, an out-of-control pickup truck slams into a bus stop full of people. How everyone made it out alive. Towering inferno, a skyscraper in flames in Dubai, another building covered in the same kind of siding as that awful London disaster. And oh baby, the little girl who beat the odds. Now so many fans can't get enough of Fiona. Nightly News begins right now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening and thanks for being with us on this Friday evening. The verdict is in for the brash young former CEO who became the poster image for everything Americans don't like about Big Pharma. You may not remember the name Martin Shkreli, but you'll likely recall his breezy dismissal of the outrage when his pharmaceutical company raised the price of an AIDS drug from around $13 a pill to $750 a pill overnight in 2015. That wasn't a crime, but defrauding investors is, as Shkreli learned today in a Brooklyn federal courtroom. Our Ann Thompson has the story.
A bad day for the one-time bad boy of the pharmaceutical industry. Martin Shkreli gained infamy raising the price of an AIDS drug 5,000% 2 years ago.
Are you going to change the price?
No.
Becoming the CEO Americans love to hate.
I intend to use the advice of my counsel, not yours.
But that's not why he was convicted in federal court today. The 34-year-old found guilty on 3 of 8 counts related to securities fraud from when Shkreli ran a couple of hedge funds.
No questions from CNBC. I'm sorry.
Shkreli was characteristically defiant and unapologetic after the verdict.
This was a witch hunt of epic proportions, and maybe they found 1 or 2 broomsticks. But at the end of the day, we've been acquitted of the most important charges of this case.
The prosecution team, who Shkreli castigated as junior varsity, took the high road.
Justice has been served.
Defense attorney Benjamin Brafman acknowledged Shkreli's personal behavior and image made his job and the jury's more difficult.
And if you're asking me, did that factor into the decision whether or not to bring this lawsuit? I think it did.
The 4-week trial was unusual. Shkreli never put on a defense, in part because none of the victims lost money. They actually made money, even though Shkreli lied about the fund's performance and assets.
My investors made 3 to 5 times their money without any aid of any settlement agreements.
Brafman thinks that will help at sentencing. However, Shkreli's YouTube performance after the verdict may not.
Big Rolls. Big Rolls. That's my rap name now. No, that's my prison name. Big Rolls.
He faces up to 20 years and is expected to appeal. Ann Thompson, NBC News, New York.
This evening, President Trump is at his New Jersey golf club, kicking off a 17-day working vacation, hours after his administration vowed a major crackdown on leakers, one of the president's biggest complaints, along with the Russia investigation. As the president is making clear, he's defiant. Our White House correspondent Kristen Welker has it all covered.
The Trump administration escalating its war on leakers, with the DOJ saying they're pursuing 3 times as many leak investigations as the last administration.
I have this warning for would-be leakers. Don't do it.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions, who endured withering criticism from the president for recusing himself in the Russia investigation, now doing the one thing the president's demanding, cracking down, creating a new unit inside the FBI to find leakers, and even ordering a review of the department's policy on subpoenaing records from reporters.
Anyone who engages in these criminal acts is betraying the intelligence community and the American people.
The announcement against leakers has been long planned, but comes a day after the Washington Post published transcripts of the president's phone calls with 2 foreign leaders. Mr. Trump is also aiming to shift focus away from the Russia probe, which is now entering a new phase.
We didn't win because of Russia. We won because of you.
NBC News has confirmed special counsel Robert Mueller has multiple grand juries working on the investigation, including in Washington, D.C. and Virginia. The president's legal team insisting they haven't been made aware of the grand jury and say he's not under investigation. Is there any concern that that has changed, that the president could be under investigation?
We've not been told that. He's not been informed that. His lawyer, Ty Cobb, has very specifically said that we learned of the grand jury investigation everyone did yesterday and that he has not been asked to produce any information at this time.
Former Watergate prosecutor Nick Ackerman.
He is clearly within the purview of this grand jury's investigation, whether it's for obstruction of justice or whether it's for actually violating laws in connection with the Trump campaign colluding with the Russians.
The president in fight mode last night.
The Russia story is a total fabrication.
Even reviving one of his most popular lines from the campaign.
What the prosecutors should be looking at are Hillary Clinton's 33,000 deleted emails.
Mr. Trump's tirade came in front of a fired-up West Virginia crowd, where he won almost 70% of the vote.
Are there any Russians here tonight? Any Russians?
The president's legal team is trying to turn down the temperature, saying he's not considering firing special counsel Robert Mueller. For his part, Mr. Trump will spend the next 2 weeks at his resort here in New Jersey on a working vacation while the White House undergoes renovations. Lester.
All right, Kristen Welker, thank you. We want to turn now to the shocking surveillance video of a violent crash in Michigan. It shows a pickup truck plowing through a bus stop filled with people. Miraculously, everyone survived. And today, the man behind the wheel appeared in court charged with driving while intoxicated. NBC's Blake McCoy has more for us tonight.
Surveillance video shows the harrowing moments an out-of-control car careens off a road and into a bus stop full of people. Clarence Wilson left the stop just seconds earlier.
And he jumped the curb and wiped out the whole bus stop. And that was like the most devastating thing I'd seen.
Another look shows 6 people inside the Warren, Michigan bus stop Wednesday trying to stay out of the rain. 4 of them were pinned under the pickup truck in the aftermath.
We got 4 trapped under a vehicle, multiple victims, and multiple ambulances and a supervisor.
Firefighter Kevin Falkowski helped pry them free.
I've seen some horrific accidents and things like that, but nothing of this magnitude.
Police arrested the driver, Gary DeLeo, 55 years old, charged with reckless driving and driving while impaired, saying little during his first court appearance today. Surveillance video shows him get out of his truck unharmed, appearing stunned. He does not help the victims, instead walking away into a restaurant.
Just walked in, used the restroom, and then walked right out. That was it.
Everybody just asking, keep an open mind, because he's just a normal guy with no criminal record that just had an unfortunate accident.
6 people are now recovering from a litany of broken bones. Tonight, 5 remain hospitalized but are expected to survive. Blake McCoy, NBC News.
Now to a summer of extremes. Wild weather from coast to coast, fire and rain, flash floods, and relentless heat, making life miserable for a whole lot of people as we head into the weekend. NBC's Joe Fryer has all the details.
With little notice, the streets of Acton, California became arteries for swiftly moving rivers of muddy water. 30 minutes of relentless rain Thursday triggered flash floods nasty enough to stop a train in its tracks and trap several cars. At least 3 drivers had to be rescued by helicopter.
I think now I'll take heed of their flash flood warnings a little bit better, because that's no joke.
They're also cleaning up in Arizona after getting walloped by monsoon storms. Cameras even captured a rare landspout tornado hovering overhead. While in Chicago, rain and lightning brought the Lollapalooza Music Festival to a halt last night, with singer Lorde apologizing to the crowd.
I guess the festival was said the weather is too crazy for us to play right now.
Today, 19 million are at risk of severe weather, with New York drenched by sheets of rain that turned stairs into waterfalls. Last night in Maryland, powerful winds toppled trees. One landed on a car, killing a 14-year-old girl. Meanwhile, the Northwest is baking for a 4th straight day, forcing athletes to exercise caution.
It's like cooking a brisket in your smoker.
On top of that, the skies are filled with smoke from wildfires to the north.
I'm Tom Costello in Vancouver, Canada, a city choking on the smoke from more than 100 fires burning across Western Canada.
It's so hot out west, for the first time ever, the Oakland Zoo called on firefighters to hose down the elephants. Extreme measures when the heat is not easily beat. Joe Fryer, NBC News.
There's encouraging news tonight on the American economy. Employers added 209,000 jobs last month, topping expectations, and the unemployment rate ticked down to 4.3%, which matches a 16-year low set in May. It marks the 82nd straight month of job growth. Despite a relatively strong economy, President Trump's national approval rating is at a low point. A Gallup tracking poll out this week shows that just 36% of Americans approve of the job he's doing, while 58% disapprove. However, the president gets considerably more support in some states, among them Wyoming, which voted heavily for him. With all the turbulence in the Trump presidency, senior correspondent Tom Brokaw spoke with voters in Wyoming in our series Across America.
Powell in north central Wyoming is a picturesque and prosperous community where Main Street is real, not just a figure of speech. Church is a fixed part of life. So is the county fair, with prize-winning turkeys and kids showing off their goats.
A deeply red community and a very Republican state. This area went 70% for Donald Trump. Now, 6 months into his presidency, what are they thinking here?
President Trump's style and background are a long way from Powell.
We don't appreciate all the tweeting.
Dave Bonner is a town father, publisher of the newspaper, former state legislator, lifelong Republican.
Get off that doggone phone and end those public bullying presidential tweets. He's so all over the map that there are people now that don't trust him.
But the president has lots of support here, and the national news media do not.
I don't think we've really gotten a clear picture of what he's accomplished. All we've heard is just the bad press.
We haven't really heard both sides as to what he's doing.
His mouth runs off, but you know, if you can get past that, he seems to be, for me, getting things done.
It is a little bit of a conflicting message. It certainly
in Washington and on cable news, the Trump presidency in Capitol chaos is 24/7. A legendary Wyoming politician, Senator Al Simpson, is embarrassed by it all.
This is a nut house, and it's the sad thing is it's people don't like to win anymore. They want to rub the other guy's nose in it.
But in Powell, President Trump remains a popular figure. The voters here made their choice, and they're sticking with him.
Tom Brokaw reporting from Wyoming. This was a solemn day at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware as 2 fallen American soldiers came home. Sergeant Jonathan Michael Hunter of Columbus, Indiana, and Specialist Christopher Michael Harris of Jackson Springs, North Carolina. Vice President Mike Pence was among those in attendance. The soldiers were killed this week in southern Afghanistan when their convoy was attacked. There's more to come tonight. Towering inferno, how everyone was able to survive this high-rise fire when so many were lost in that fire in London just 2 months ago. Also, it will be the biggest sky show in years, how some Americans are cashing in already during the solar eclipse.
Did you notice that there's so many prices out there for the exact same room? I know. I've been asking this a lot lately, but this is what it really means. The same hotel room can have up to 10 different prices across the internet. So even if you spend a lot of time looking around, chances are that it's still out there for a better price. So make one last check before you book. The Trivago check. Trivago compares prices from over 150 websites to make sure you find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
When it comes to strong bones, are you on the right path? We have postmenopausal osteoporosis and a high risk for fracture. So with our doctors, we chose Prolia to help make our bones stronger. Only Prolia helps strengthen bones by stopping cells that damage them with one shot every 6 months.
Do not take Prolia if you have low blood calcium, are pregnant, are allergic to it, or take Xgeva. Serious allergic reactions like low blood pressure, trouble breathing, throat tightness, face, lip, or tongue swelling, rash, itching, or hives have happened. Tell your doctor about dental problems, as severe jawbone problems may happen, or new or unusual pain in your hip, groin, or thigh, as unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred. Speak to your doctor before stopping Prolia, as spine and other bone fractures have occurred. Prolia can cause serious side effects, like low blood calcium, serious infections which could need hospitalization, skin problems, and severe bone, joint, or muscle pain.
If your bones aren't getting stronger,